Hello, student, are you there? I don't seem to see you. And you just pop up and disappear. Okay, good. Okay. Oh, okay. I think not only that, you also enter a universe, a metaverse. Okay, what? Ocean. Oh, okay. Good. All right. So yes, we should be looking at slide 5. Okay, so this is a real life question. Okay, so okay, to do this question right, it's important that you manage to sketch, try to sketch it out. Okay, if not, then oh, you're underwater. That's why it's so dark over there, right? How come? You okay, yeah, yeah, the lighting, yeah. Okay, go. Okay, it's okay, it's okay. I don't have time to look at your this thumbnail. No time. Okay, okay. So okay, good. So the first thing you need to do is you get this. Try to sketch it out. Okay. So what you have is you're going to have this x and y coordinate, and then you have this 1 and 10. So let's say this is 1, okay, this is 2, 4, 6, 8. I mean, you need to have a roughly accurate sketch, okay? Because if it's too far off, then it is, yeah, it's too over, and then your brain somehow just can't digest. You know, it's when something doesn't make sense to you, then your brain start to switch off. So that's why I always emphasize you need to have a accurate enough um, graph. Okay, so you have 1 and 10. So 1 and 10 is here. Okay, this is 1 and 10. And then you have the 7 and 10. 7 and 10 is here. Okay, and they say they are both on the circumference of the circle, right? Something like this. Okay, and then lies above the x-axis above. So the line y equals to 1. So y equals to 1 is tangent. Okay, you know what's tangent to the curve? What's the meaning of tangent to the curve? Yeah, good. So y equals to 1 is here. So let me just get this line out. Use a different color line. So this is y equals to 1, and it's tangent to the circle. So that means cut it at 1 point. So just oh, I just need to get the circle out. I don't have to draw myself. Yeah, you know, sometimes my brain doesn't work well. Okay, this one much better, right? Mm. This is tangent to the curve. Okay. Okay, so with this information, find the coordinate of the center C. How? So the coordinate of C is cx and cy line, right? So how you do this question? So you remember the formula? The formula is what? Is x minus the cx1 square, right? Plus y minus the cy1 square, right? Then equals to the radius square, right? Mm-hmm. So I think you can do it already. Why? Because you're going to form two equations. The 1 and 10 will give you one set. So it's 1 minus the cx1 square plus 10 minus cy1. No, cy1, just cx. Yeah, cy1. Then this will give you the radius square, right? Yeah, and then the next one will be, so this one you pick already, so you pick the 7 minus cx square plus 10, 10 again, okay, good. Will give you the radius square, right? Then what else do you know? Which one equal to 1? Yep, this point is what point? This point is the c is cx. This point, this point is your cx1, right? And then the radius, this is the radius, by the way, this is the radius. The radius is cy minus 1. So done. The radius is cy minus 1. So your radius is cy minus 1. No, assume what? I never assume anything. This is what? I never assume anything, right? So this is y equals to 1. This is my cx and cy. So in order to find this length, I need to take cy minus 1, right? That means I need to take my y coordinate minus my 1, right? So this is the length, right? That's why cy minus 1. Yeah. So, done. Actually, I see a lot of there are a lot of things that I can get rid of here. Can you see this and this is the same thing? This and this is the same thing. Okay, so if you minus, right? So let's say this is equation 1, this is your equation 2. If you minus, so let's say you take 2 minus the 1, so this is gone. This is also gone, right? So you're only left with this minus that. So 7 minus cx square minus this whole thing, 1 minus cx square equals to 0. Right? Then of course you can expand this out, but you can also use the a square minus b square to do it, right? Which make things easier. So I will have 7 minus cx plus 1 minus cx, then times 7 minus cx minus 1 minus cx, right? This is my left hand side. Then this one is easier, so it's 8 minus 2cx. Then this one, 7 minus 1, 6. Minus plus, gone. So therefore, open up, so it's 48 minus 12cx is equal to 0. And then your cx is equal to 4. So cx is equal to 4. Alright? Yep, so you substitute your 4 into one of them. Okay? And no, so basically you already know 4 and 4 is here, right? Right? So this is 4. right? Then basically you can have this already. So what's this length? Yeah, so it's the radius. So this is radius. This is radius. So how do you find cy? Can you see that here to the, so how do you find cy? Yeah. Mm? Mm. Yeah, so you need to sub in cx into one of the equation, either one or two lor. Okay, let me just demo to you. So maybe I put it into this lah. Okay, so when I put it into the 1, equation 1, I will get negative 3 square. This will give me 9. So plus 10 minus cy square equals to cy minus 1 square. Can you follow? Negative 3 is here. I basically I sub cx equals to 4 into 1. So I will get this. So you just solve this. Okay, so I can do this. So I bring this entire term to the other side, right? By the way, this is recorded, so yeah, just for your benefit. Okay. So this is square square. So I use the a square minus b square again. No? So it's a cy minus 1. So a square minus b square is equal to a plus b, then a minus b, right? So let me use this. So this one plus the 10 minus cy. Then the other one is cy minus 1. This time I need to minus 10 minus cy. Okay? This is my right hand side. Then you have cy minus cy minus cy gone. So it's minus 9. Plus 9. Because these two add to plus 9. Then times cy minus minus is 2c. So times 2cy. Minus 1 minus 10 minus 11. So this is your right hand side. So you times in equal to 18cy minus 99. And then this is your right hand side, your left hand side is 9, right? So 9 is equal to 18cy minus 99. So 18cy is equal to 108. So cy equals to 6. Yes. So this is 6. Oh, 3 mark, so much work. Yes, this is properties of, no, this is equation of circle. So the coordinate of C is 4 and 6. Your OK is very soft. Almost can't be heard. Yeah. No, it tells me something. I mean, your this OK tells me something. Not like OK, you know. Okay? This is the way equation of circle questions work. Okay? A lot of work. Okay? So once you get this, I think it's pretty easy, right? So once you get the 4 and 6, I think you can quickly write down what is your radius, which is 6 minus 1 is 5. That's the radius, right? Okay? So with this, then you can get the equation of the circle, right? Yes. Hold on. So basically, so it's x minus the x coordinate 4 then square plus the y minus the 6 will give you r square, right? R square is 5 square. So this is the equation of the circle. But you see, they want you to express it in the expanded format. Can you see? They want the expanded format. Can you see? Then you need to expand this. This is x squared minus 8s and plus 16. Yep, it's very annoying, yes. No, it's not annoying. You are only passively participating. I am the one who's doing, so I should feel more annoyed than you. Right? Imagine now we switch role and you have to do all this. Okay, it's time for you to do something, yeah. I want you to be next. And then most likely you will not get anything, I think. Wait, okay. If you tell me this is just expand and then try it out. Try it out. It looks easy on the surface. It's just like, wow, that guy is so fit. Wow. How that guy managed to lose 30 kilograms in like half a year. He went through a lot of pain. You don't get to see the pain. You don't get to see the pain part, right? Okay, you can continue from here. Yep, yeah, yes. So basically, I've done the heavy lifting. Yeah. Okay, good. So next, okay, no need to compare already. So basically, it's already in this format. Yeah, they are not asking for PQR. Okay, they just ask you to get into this format. So this is the correct one. Then find the equation of the tangent to the circle parallel to the y-axis. So basically, you need to find this equation of this line. How do you do it? So basically, you need to find the equation of this line. Yeah, I have drawn already. Okay, the question you ask yourself is basically this will be y equals to mx plus c, and your job is to find out what's m, what's c, right? Yeah. So in this case, it's a straight line, there is no c, right? So basically, it's x equals to something lah, because it's a straight line, right? So basically, it looks like the x equals to something, right? So x equals to something. You need to find out what is x equals to something. So you need to find out what is this. So what's this? Yeah. So this is 5. So from 4, this is 4, right? So the radius is 5, right? So this actually is negative 1. This will hit the negative 1. So this 4 plus the 5, so it will be 9 lah. So x equals to 9. Oh, so basically you just do this. 4 is the midpoint of, yep, 4 is the midpoint. So once you found out this is -1, so what is your this x? So midpoint theorem. X plus -1 over 2 equals to 4. That's why I get x equals to 9. Midpoint theorem. I'm using midpoint theorem here. Can you tell? I'm using midpoint theorem here. Right? The radius is 5, yes. Okay, that's one way to look at it. The other way to look at it is midpoint theorem. It's 4 here, right? So 5 unit to the left is -1, right? So 5 unit to the right is 9. Right? Does it make sense? Okay, good. So now you need to do a bit of heavy lifting. Do you know what I'm going to ask you to do? You don't know? Okay, good. So go to slide 4. You remember you get the expanded format out already. So I want you to get it into the factorized format now. So what I'm trying to tell you is, what if the question give you this, like another new question, they give you this, and they ask you what is the center? You don't flip to back and forth. No, take this as a new question. How do you give me the center and the radius? Go. Don't flip back and forth, because it's not going to help you. If you can manage this, I think you manage 50% of this chapter already. So I think it's good that you, whatever you introduce, that means whatever you added, you underline it. So later you will remember to minus back. So it's a good practice. You introduce the plus 16, you introduce the plus 36. So you remember to minus the 36, minus the 16. So that's why I have you underline the plus 16 plus 36, which you have introduced. Right? If you don't underline, you tend to forget. Okay, looks good. So you just need to get the minus 25 over. Oh, okay. So that means after 1 week, then you will forget or something. Get your this into 5 square. Okay. So what's the center? What is the radius? No. Center is 4 and 6. So it's x minus the cx square plus the y minus the cy equals to the radius square. Yeah. So you just need to remember one formula, which is, remember this formula, then it works for all of them already, right? Okay. Good. So yeah, I think you have a very good start for equation of circle. Okay. Yeah, I think you have a very good start. Okay. Okay. So since you are having a good start, then maybe I should give you something much harder. Uh, that's provided you have time, and I don't think you have time. We miss, I don't know how many lessons we miss, but I don't think you have time anyway. Okay, good. So let's, yeah. Okay. It's okay. I'm by your side. So yeah. Let me see. Mm, mm, mm. Oh, okay. Then now I'm going to give you. I'm going to give you now. Similar, similar, similarity and congruence. Oh, okay, good. Hold on, Mm-hmm. Oh, but congruence and similarity, I would say pretty. I would say quite easy. Quite easy. Not very not very hard. Mm. Okay. Mm-hmm. So I'm looking for the equation of circle question. Yeah, good. Here. Okay. Slide 4. I will clear your this stuff. Question 4. So you have to do everything yourself. Okay. So can you manage to lift this weight? Yeah. Maybe I just help you do a bit of a heavy sketching, just to help you out a little bit. So this is the y-axis. Y equals to 3 is tangent to the circle. Y equals to 3. So this is your x-axis. So the x coordinate of the center is A. Then you have this cy, right? Okay, that's it. Say they say y coordinate of C. Oh, hold on. Positive y-axis. So that means this is tangent to the circle. So that means I need to adjust this also. Hold on. So that means my y-axis will touch this. Yeah. Okay, good. Mm. Mm. This is 0 and cy. Because this is cy, this point is cy, right? So this is also cy, no? Okay. This is a and comma 3, right? Because no, is cx correct, but it's a already. This is a already, because they say it's a ma, right? Mm. Mm. So what's the radius? The radius is a. So here is also a. So therefore, this is given by cy minus 3. So cy minus 3. So a is equal to cy minus 3. So cy equals to a plus 3. Done. Yeah, 1 mark. 1 mark, 1 mark, 1 mark. No, no, in terms of a. In terms of a. This is in terms of a. Yeah. Okay. Mm. So the line is a tangent to C at the point 8, 12. 8, 12. So let's say this is, okay, let's say this is 8 and 12. So let's say somewhere here. And then the center of C lies below this tangent. So let me just get the tangent out first. Okay. So this is 8 and 12. And then you say the center, this one, is below and to the left. Okay, good. So it's below to the left. Then show that A equals to 5. Okay, how do you show A equals to 5? So I think for equation of circle, right, you write down the equation of the circle first. Can you write it somewhere here? Equation of circle here. Can you remember the equation of circle? Mm. Mm. Huh? Don't refer, try to recall. X minus cx. Minus cx. Y minus cy. Yeah. Then equal to r squared. Okay, good. Okay. So you have your, I think you have your x here already, which is 8, right? Can you see? You have your 8 and 12. Then you can put the 8 here, then you put the 12 here, right? Am I right? And then your cx is a, right? Yeah, over here. And then your cy is y, yeah? Can't do anything. But your r is a, right? Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So this is one equation, yeah. What do you mean by cy minus 3? Exactly. So basically you need to get it into this. So a equals to cy minus 3. So that is how you can get it into one equation, one unknown. Yep, so this is the heavy lifting you need to do. Okay. Okay, never mind. So this one, I assume you know how to do. So cy equals to 8. Yeah. So therefore, your a is equal to cy minus 3. So it's 8 minus 3. So there's 5. Yeah, shown. So I will leave this for you to go home and figure this out. I mean, solve this for me to get CY. Okay? Okay, so your A equals to oh no, I need to use this Jamboard for other purpose. So yeah, so you just get this. Maybe you can take a picture of this question now, then just do it after this lesson. All right, good. So this A is 5. So therefore your CY is equal to 8, right? So write down the center. Okay, done. 5 and 8, right? There is an equation of the circle. Yeah, pretty easy. You have the center. Yep. You also have the radius, right? Yeah. Okay, so this one done. So the equation of L. So how do you find the equation of L? This is the thing. This one. Y equals to mx plus c. And then this is the radius. Yeah. You need to M, you need to find the C. Yeah. Perpendicular. You're right. This is perpendicular. Yeah. So you need to find the M1 first. Because once you find the M1, you will get this M2. How do you find M1? 12 minus 8. This is the thing. Hold on. They can test you coordinate geometry in equation of circle. Yep, that's why I want to say they can test you coordinate geometry in equation of circle. So basically, they can give you an equation of circle. They can test you both. So this is 4, 3. So it's 4, 3 times the M2 equal to -1. The M2 is equal to -1 divided by this. So it's 3 over 4 negative, right? So you sub in. So basically you just get this into this. And then you sub what? Sub what? Yeah, 8 and 12. So basically this is your 8. Then this is your 12. Then you get your C, right? So your C is negative 6. So your C is 18. Right? So therefore your this is equal to this equation of the line is equal to y equals to negative 3 over 4 x plus 18. So done. So equation of the circle, which is the reflection of C in the y-axis. Whoa. So the reflection of C in the y-axis. So that means this one. I mean you are going to have a reflection. So so this is 5, right? So that means this has to be 5 also, right? Right? So this point is 0, right? So this has to be negative 5, no? Which is the x-axis. And this is the x coordinate. Then this one is 8, right? So this is the center of, let's say the circle of reflection is CR. So same, it's good. So the center is negative 5 and 8. And then the radius is 5. Then you, 1 mark. No, 8 is, no, 8 is the y. So it's 8 is the y. 8 is the y. Okay. But anyway, it's 1 mark, okay? Okay, it's simple, yes. Okay? So in a way, actually they can test you coordinate geometry in equation of circle. Okay? Yes, yes, yes. And they give you a lot of what tangent to the circle, and then okay, so basically the tangent to the circle is 90 degree to the radius. Okay, so tangent to the circle radius is 90 degree. Okay. So in a way, right, I think for this kind of question, right, it's good that they test you coordinate geometry. So you just think of the midpoint theorem. Midpoint theorem. Okay. And then of course you think of the m1 times m2 is equal to -1. Okay. And then of course our m1 is equal to m2 is because they are parallel. Line 1 is parallel to line 2. Then for this, line 1 is perpendicular to line 2. Okay? Alright? Then of course the expanded form, get it to factorized form, get it to expanded form. So yeah. Alright, so yes, so I think with this I think we have covered the three major topics. Let me go back to slide 1 at the beginning. So we have talked about equation of circle already. Can you clear and then take the picture and upload to this slide 1? Oh, by the way, I get myself the French curve from because these days I'm going to Bukit Merah Secondary School and to do relief teaching. So I get the yeah. I have been doing it for a month already. So I get the French curve from that school already. It's pretty cheap, three plus. Then I get 3 set of them. And then you don't have to draw ugly curve next time. So you get yourself the French curve. Okay, it's here. Can you see? You also have French curve, not flexible curve. Okay, please bring your French curve next time if I get to see you. Yeah. Slide 1. Slide 1. Okay, so can I clarify with you your Term 3 start which date? Yeah, Term 3 exam. Yeah. 12, right? Oh, okay. Sketch. 2A, yeah. 2A. Did your teacher ask you to memorize the basic curve? And it's a big ask. It's a big ask. Ask you to memorize this and that. How many things your school teacher asked you to memorize besides school rules? Please remember to wear white shoes. Yeah. Imagine how many things you need to memorize, and I don't think you can take in another rule to memorize. I can't. That's why I don't depend on my memory for anything, almost anything. So next time when you tell me, hey, my school teacher asked me to memorize, I think you forget about it. There's no way you can memorize. I think your school teacher should encourage you to, hey, maybe you should try this and try to get it on the spot. So now the question is how to get it on the spot, right? Yeah, table value. Mm. 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 Oh, maybe she has memorized the graph. Yeah. 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 I know. I know. Yeah. Hold on. Are we very precise? I don't think you are very precise. You give yourself just 3 points. That's not precise. Yeah. 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 Shape. Mm-hmm. Mm. It's time consuming compared to trying to recall, and most of the time you cannot recall. No, no. For me, I completely understand the teacher, but you fail to tell the teacher what if I cannot memorize. Actually, I also want you to memorize, but most of the time I ask you to memorize, you have forgotten. Like the completing square just now. If I don't point out to you, you have forgotten already. So I might as well ask you to what? Do it on the spot. Get it on the spot. So for this question 2a, right, what you do is, instead of this, you get it into the y equals to 2e to the power negative 2x format. Ah, yeah? Slide 1. Slide 1. And then you give yourself a table of value. Yeah. Then you can sketch it out. Yeah. You know, recalling from memory. Okay, if you really trust your memory, let me ask you, what is the x squared plus ax squared plus bx plus c? What's the formula to find x? Right? Just write it down. Yes, quadratic formula. Mm. Yeah. Come, quick, quick. Timer start. Yeah.
How long?
1 minute. Siri is asking me how
1
long.
minute counting down.
Counting down. It's okay. Forget about it. Forget about recalling from your memory. I don't trust your memory. I don't trust my own memory also. Okay. Mm. Okay. Let me be honest with you. Asking you to memorize is a very convenient answer. Okay. School teachers tend to tell you, hey, you should memorize that, and then you should get the answer. But a lot of teachers, they fail to teach you how to get it on the spot. And I always teach my students to get it on the spot because I myself don't trust my memory. So hold on, you don't have to. You just use your calculator and get it. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Okay, so this is the thing. Yeah, this is the formula. Okay, so it's okay. So because why I don't ask you to memorize things, I mean, I seldom ask you to memorize things. I only ask you to memorize when you are supposed to, like maybe just less than 10. So what I'm trying to tell you is, I rather teach you to get it on the spot. Okay, if you tell me you can memorize, oh, I'm so happy. So can I ask you, what is this curve? Can you sketch this curve right away now? 1, 2, 3, start. Y equals to x squared. Give me the shape on the spot here, right here on slide 1. Give me the shape. Hold on, if you remember the shape, it looks like this. But you can't. You see? Yeah. So, can you tell your teacher, whatever you ask me to memorize, I will forget during the exam. So how? So I'm giving you an alternative. Okay? Yeah, okay? So I'm not saying your teacher is wrong. No, nothing wrong with that. It's just that a lot of students, they just forget and they don't have no alternative. So I'm giving you the alternative way to get it on the spot. Okay? So yes, so I'm going to give you some homework. And then, by the way, I think I have looked at your this exam timetable. I think it's like 12th of August. So now it's already the last day of July. So it's about 12. Yeah. Because I remember your on your this what's that what's that the you showed me once before. Yes, yes, like the last time. Yeah. So it's actually 12. Okay, it's actually 12. So in a way, right? Okay, let me see if I can get it back and then is it double 12, right? So you check it, it's 12, right? So now what I'm thinking now is okay, hold on, let me just